What's up, DS3 TV? We're back into another video. This one is Top 3 Underrated Animals by TierZoo featuring Vsauce. So this should be pretty good. And yeah, let's get into it. And yeah, because we haven't watched TierZoo in a very long time. So thought about let's you know, put a TierZoo video in here. And yeah, let's get into it. Also, link for click the link in the description for my Twitch, and click the heart button. That's a follow, so that way you can see which days I'm streaming, and watch me stream some video games and stuff like that. And yeah, also subscribe to the channel. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, September 13th. Thank you guys for 981 subscribers at the time of me filming this. And yeah, let's get into it and play.
This episode was sponsored by Skillshare.
Cone snails are underrated for real though. Like that's one of the most underrated animals that can literally kill you.
Today, instead of looking at a specific expansion or set of variations within a class, we're going to do something a bit different and discuss builds that I think are underrated in the current meta. These tend to be builds that are often forgotten about in tier list discussions because they either aren't part of a really popular class or are part of a class that tends to be written off as weak. For example, let's look at the snail build. Snails are pretty much universally regarded as low tier, having the lowest mobility stat in the game and not much else to talk about. While they do have strong defense due to their shell, this pretty much only ever stops players that are in or below their weight class. It's pretty rare that it will successfully fend off an attack from anything larger. This is because a strong defense isn't worth much without at least some form of offense to counterattack with. If your opponent has no penalty for repeated attempts to attack, eventually they'll land a crit without ever needing to put themselves in danger. The best most snails can do in that regard is a pretty pathetic looking shell slap. But not all snails are so helpless. The cone snail runs a pretty standard snail build with one important addition: the ability to fire venomous harpoons into their opponents. This one ability elevates its power stat from one of the lowest in the game to one of the highest in the game. Certainly one of the top tiers of the coral reef meta. Their harpoons can one-shot.
Still, I would say if I had to be an animal in the sea, I would be a jellyfish. Only because you can technically live forever. That's literally the best thing that a jellyfish has going for them. And plus, nothing can really kill them in the water. Like, they don't have a predator that can kill them. Only thing that can kill them is humans. So if you live like deep enough in the sea, you're most likely just able to live forever.
Anything from fish to humans, and can even pierce mid-tier human aquatic equipment like wetsuits and gloves. So while snails as a whole are bottom tier, the cone snail definitely has earned a high tier spot. Next, let's talk flight. When it comes to agility in the air, the most important attributes are the ability to hover in midair and having full 360-degree motion. Most players probably think of either the hummingbird or the dragonfly when thinking about agility, and for good reason. Both of these builds can fly with greater precision than most of the builds in the same weight class. But most of these players are forgetting the insanely powerful and underrated build, the robber fly. Robber flies are a modification of the basic fly build, which most people consider a low-tier throwaway class that's nothing more than a nuisance, which is stupid because flies have some of the most powerful abilities in the game, the first of which is their reaction time. Playing as a fly means you play the game in slow motion and can react to your opponent's options much easier. This ability alone boosts the fly's defense stat from the mediocre level of most insects to much higher. But in addition to this, flies also make a very special change to the normal insect build. Instead of having 4 wings, they only have 2.
Vsauce! I'm Jake, and why would 2 wings be better than 4? Well, it's not so much that 2 wings are better, but rather what the 2 lost wings have been replaced with. Flies traded their back wings for highly unique structures called hull tiers, and hull tiers are essentially tiny gyroscopes, similar to what you'd find in a drone. And just like in a drone, these provide the fly with extremely detailed information about its position in space, allowing it to fly with unparalleled precision.
So most flies use this to dodge attacks or land on hard-to-reach places. The robber fly says, forget that. I'm going to use my superior aerial mobility and precision to literally catch bees, wasps, and hummingbirds in midair.
What?
Most aerial hunters have to catch prey in a...
I didn't even know. Okay, I didn't know what they ate, but I mean, they're carnivores, I guess. I didn't know that.
lower weight class. But because of the robber fly's exceptionally long grab range, it can grab opponents while keeping them out of reach of a counterattack. Then it can deliver its lethal armor-piercing bite once it finds an opening or the opponent tires itself out. Robber flies are easily one of the best, if not the best, solo aerial arthropod build in the game, but they tend to be overshadowed by more charismatic builds despite being able to beat any of them one-on-one. Next, let's talk about the African meta. So when people picture the top tiers of the server, most of the time they'll bring up the elephant, hippo, lion, Nile crocodile, and cobra. And that's all well and good. It's when you ask about who they see as low tier that things get strange. Most people will include the usual suspects, but for some reason also include the hyena. I think the reason...
Okay, first of all, I don't understand why do they include the hyena? Because literally, singular lions, like if a lion is by themselves, they actually are pretty scared of hyenas. Because hyenas, they're basically the dogs of the animal kingdom, like of the African animal kingdom. And also, they eat bone. So I mean, they are basically like built to survive out there, like in like pretty like they are pretty hardcore. I would say a hyena is like A or S tier, honestly.
The reason why players rate hyenas so low is because they're always shown as getting griefed by lions. And it's true, lions do body hyenas in a 1v1 matchup. But okay, two things. One, lions are easily A tier if not higher in the African meta.
And it's not like hyenas, like they're always by themselves. Usually hyenas are together. It's like lions, they sometimes are by themselves because they might have just, like their pride hasn't, like they might have got like, like lost from their pride or whatever, or went away from their pride. They haven't started one yet. But usually hyenas stick together, like, anyway. Like, so that's why I say it's kind of like odd that would happen anyway, like one-on-one. I don't think that's how that works, in my opinion.
So having a bad matchup versus the best carnivore player in the region isn't saying a lot. And two, hyenas have plenty of traits that make them more powerful than lions in specific circumstances. Hyenas have much higher endurance than lions. They can run significantly longer distances because they put more points into the cardiovascular skill tree. Their hearts take up double the body weight percentage that the lion's does. And so while lions can reach higher top speeds, they run out of stamina pretty quickly. Hyenas can sustain their top speed for miles, allowing them to chase down builds that would easily escape a lion. On top of this, the hyena's bite attack is one of the strongest in the entirety of the mammal.
I think that was a male, and I think that was a male wildebeest. And well, no, that's a male. Like, is that a buffalo? But I think that was a male, and I would not want to get bit there.
Guild.
The hyena has a bite force of 1100 psi. That's almost 7 times more than the average human's bite. This is enough to crush bones, something that other predators in Africa lack. For example, big cats have to take down animals by suffocating them. Their bites don't actually do that much damage on their own, certainly not enough to break bone. But is the hyena's bite stronger than, say, a warlock punch from Ganondorf in Smash Bros? Well, over on Vsauce3, I go through 3 Smash Bros characters that could kill you, with one of them being Ganondorf's surprisingly deadly punch. So check it out after you're done here.
Thanks, Jake. So, like he was saying, the ability to crush bone with their bite grants them a huge advantage, allowing them to scavenge the skeletons of herbivores that were defeated by lions, after the lions have already gotten all they can out of it. Since they can't access the highly valuable marrow found in bones, it's free game for scavenging hyenas. And all low tiers know that they need to respect hyenas just as much as lions. In fact, entire packs of cheetahs can be driven away from their loot by only a few hyenas, since they know that one bite from a hyena may mean they never run again. So, while they may not be a top threat in the African meta, they're by no means low tier, probably either high B or low A tier. What sets these builds apart from others is their unique set of skills. You can set yourself apart in the same way by learning new skills. That's
a pretty good, I think that's the end of the video. Yep, that's... It says it was uploaded today. I would have commented some days ago. I don't know what that's from. I guess we can try to see what they mean by that.
Or have your name show up at the end of videos. Head to Patreon.
Oh, okay. I think he was talking about like being on Patreon, or he was either talking about how you could be a YouTube member for a certain channel too. I think I just need like over 1,000 subscribers like to have members on the channel, and videos will come out, you know, earlier and stuff like that for, you know, for you guys and stuff when I do start doing that. But you know, I don't know. I've been thinking about like doing Patreon and stuff, and maybe I might do it at some point. I just don't. I don't have that much of a. Well, I don't know. If you guys ever want to see a Patreon, I can do it. So yeah. Also, yeah, so subscribe to the channel. Want to get 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, September 13th. Speaking of 1,000 subscribers. And also, click a link in the description. It's for my Twitch. You know, I also have the original video in here too, but my Twitch is in there. And click that link and click the heart, so that way you can follow me and you will see the schedule and stuff like that that I'm going to be streaming for the rest of the week. And yeah, talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.